Hello, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and this is Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your definitive source for everything that is the Switchbacks. For the next few minutes, sit back and watch as we go back and we go forward with head coach Steve Trittschuh when it comes to the games. Thanks for joining us as always, Coach. All right, let's go back in time. We're going back to the weekend. We're going to Vancouver. The Whitecaps 2-2 draw.
Right. No, it was a good result, we'll put it that way. We had to go through some injuries, some travel problems, some personal problems. The guy stayed home. And then at the last minute, Houston calls back Taylor Hunter. And so, we're dealing with a lot of things, but, and then we also wanted to rest some guys for the game on Saturday also. So, just going into it, we knew, it wasn't the same team, the consistent team that we've been playing, and we just wanted to kind of get through it in the first half and see how it went. We were winning at half. We were winning 2-1, so, and then we gave up a really bad goal in the first half. So, all in all, to get the 1 point out of it, I thought it was a good win. Or,
right.
Sorry, a good point.
And you have to put it in perspective. I mean, a 2-2 draw, it's not a loss. Right. You still get a point. Now let's go to some of the highlights so you can get a better feel for what folks were watching on Gazette.com as they were watching this away game. Yeah,
well, we came out. We didn't really know a whole lot about Vancouver, how they were going to play and who they were going to play, but they came out and actually had a few good chances at the beginning. But then as we settled down a little bit, then we started getting into the game. We got a good corner. This is Josh Phillips. He's got a good goal off the corner, and because we haven't scored many goals off restarts this year, so it was good to see us to get into and score a goal off a restart. But coming back, then they had some good opportunities, and this was it's a really bad mistake by our keeper Samir Bader. I don't think he'll ever let that happen again, but he's just got to clear the ball and get it out. And then, that's kind of a gift to him. So, because we had a little bit of momentum going and a little bit more possession, but to give up a goal like that, it kind of took the sail out of us a little bit. But then, we came back. Aaron King had a great chance there. Davey Armstrong had another chance a little bit later on. And then, Saeed Robinson's finally back in. I mean, this was his first game, and he got a full 90 in. And so he caused some problems with them, and he gets himself into the box and gets taken down for a penalty, and then Aaron King puts the penalty away. And so at 2-1 at half, and we're feeling good about it, and then we're trying to get our legs under us and maybe make some changes here and there. And then we came out a little bit flat in the second half, and they got on top of us, and they were having some good success on our right side. They have a very good player out there that plays one-on-one, and kept beating Jamie McGinnis, and so we struggled with that a little bit, and then they got the goal off of it, and but all in all, we held on at the end and 2-2 to get the point away from home, which was good.
Now you were talking about the injuries. You were talking about resting the starters. Now, first, before we go to those two elements of the game, let's talk about the Whitecaps. Were they playing with their first team?
No, they have a few players out there, but they just they're comfortable on their field. It's a nice big field. It's turf, obviously, but they came out and they got on top of us a little bit, and I wanted the guys to. They responded well to it though. After the first 10 minutes, they had a few good chances, but then as things settled down, we got into the game, had a little bit more possession, had some good counterattacks going forward, and so we were feeling good about ourselves going into the break at half.
Now you're talking about injuries. Let's talk about that, because I did see some people grimacing on the field.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those injuries.
Well, we had, Josh Phillips, he had a little bit of a hamstring problem, so we had to take him out at half, and then, J.J. Greer, which has been a starter, and I kind of wanted to rest him a little bit. He played the second half, and he did well. Kareem Smith has been out a while, and this was his first 90, and he was pretty solid back there. So, going forward, if Josh can't play on this weekend, then we feel comfortable in Kareem and J.J. stepping in there and doing well.
And you were talking about some of the starters being rested. Will they be rested? And what you saw from those who weren't starting, it seems like you're feeling positive about them.
Oh yeah, I mean it was good, because most of the guys that really haven't consistently been starting got a full 90 in, and it's good to know that we have that depth going forward, because we're going to need them. I mean it's still a long season. Right. Injuries come up. Have to rest guys at times. Playing 3 games in a week, it's just not that easy. So we feel good about going into this weekend against Seattle with some guys being rested and guys being sharp now.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to be talking about the future, which Coach has just alluded to, of course, the Seattle Sounders, FC2, who they're going to be playing at home July 18th at 7 o'clock. A great Saturday night. You definitely want to be there. We're going to talk with him about that in just a few minutes. But first, we've been talking with the players. They make a team tick as well as the coaches, and we're going to talk to one of the other coaches on the team in just a few moments as Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC continues. We'll be right back. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Welcome back to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. And remember, we were talking about what makes a team tick. The players do, but so do the coaches. And joining me now is assistant coach Wolde Harris. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Eric.
All right. You know what? This is the first year in the league as far as the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but this is definitely not the first for you. Let's learn a little bit more about you.
All right. Originally from Kingston, Jamaica. Played for Jamaica national team for about 8 years. Also played in the MLS from '97 through 2004, and then I made a switch over to Sweden. And then I came back in 2005 and wrapped it up in El Salvador in 2006. So I had a pretty extensive career and was able to travel all over the globe with Jamaica, so pretty happy.
Speaking of being pretty happy, being the assistant coach of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, working with head coach Steve Trittschuh, what have you learned about yourself being an assistant coach, and what do you hope to help other players learn about themselves?
Well, just passing on, my playing experience in certain situations with the players is definitely a key. You can't beat experience, and our players have responded really well to that. So, Coach Trittschuh has given me a lot of leeway in terms of warming up, rapping with the players and giving them advice, especially at halftime. So, definitely learning, my coaching trade from Coach. I have a good mentor here, and every game presents a new challenge for us. So it's been pretty fun so far.
Now, earlier in our season, we did show Coach Steve with his mullet, his traditional mullet, when he was playing with other teams. So it's only fair to go back in time a little bit and talk about the past and about your advice and about your experience on the field. You were the shaken Jamaican, were you not?
Well, that's what they call me at the Rapids. I don't know where they got the name from. But, I like taking on players 1v1, but I was kind of more of a box forward. I like to get the ball in the box and, do my thing in close range here and just shoot. I love to shoot. So, our forwards also developed a keen eye for goal-scoring situations. Kingy and Marty Mabin have done well so far, as well as Miguel Gonzalez and Luke. So just giving those guys pointers in and around the box, from my experience, has worked out well so far. Hopefully we could get them on the board even a little bit more, even starting tomorrow.
Now, we have a game coming up, Seattle Sounders FC2 at home, July 18th at 7 o'clock. That's Saturday night. What do you think you've brought to the team so far? Because you've watched them from the beginning, and now as we progressed and they're doing so well, what have you brought to them?
As far as just experience in certain scenarios, and learning, helping them to manage the game, what's needed tactically at certain points in the game. I think we've gotten better at that over the season, whereas early in the season we'd probably give up a late goal or, make some late mistakes. We've gotten better at that, and we're able to put teams away, especially here at home, from earlier on, and just manage the game a lot better.
And speaking of managing the game a lot better, high altitude, a lot different. You did play with the Rapids. You felt the high altitude training. You understand high altitude training. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. It's harder here than even in Denver, especially in the 60th, 70th minute. So, our guys know that at that point in time, it's time to really, ramp it up and step up the tempo of the game. Or, if we're winning and it's a close game, to really control the ball. So, we've gotten progressively better, and we're looking to improve even more on that as the season progresses.
All right, you have that moment to be able to talk to your fans who are going to be watching you right now, especially they're going to be coming to that game on Saturday, July 18th, 7 o'clock at Sand Creek Stadium. What do you have to say to them, sir?
I say come out and be the 12th man for us. You've been awesome so far. You know, you've been there shouting, screaming, especially at the other team, and you've been great so far. So come out and support us. We're looking to continue our home winning trend, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
All right, thank you very much. Coach Wolde Harris, thank you for
Appreciate
being
it.
here. And we'll be back with head coach Steve Trittschuh to talk about the Seattle Sounders game, FC2, which of course is on Saturday, July 18th at 7 p.m. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan. Welcome back to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. Joining me once again, head coach Steve Trittschuh. We're looking ahead to the game coming up this Saturday, July 18th, 7 p.m., Sand Creek Stadium. It's going to be a great one against the Seattle Sounders FC2. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. You've had the opportunity to look at it. Tell me what you think.
You know, Seattle's a very good team. Their last game, this game against Arizona, they took it to them. It was 4-0. So, you know, it's going to be a good team. They do have a few injuries. It's going to be one of those things where kind of see who's going to be here tomorrow at the game. But they're a solid team. They have some first-team players, and obviously the Sounders are a very good organization. So they're going to have good players that they want to groom for their first team. And I know a lot of these guys are probably itching to get to that point because their first team actually have a lot of international call-ups, and then they have injuries too. So that's why we're not really sure who's going to show up tomorrow. But all in all, they're a very good defensive team. I've been watching them. They press the ball a little bit. They stay compact, and their back four is decent. So it's going to be a very good game. We've got to bring our A game tomorrow, and hopefully we stay up and compete with them.
Obviously, you don't have the team roster for the Sounders right in front of you. Who's going to be playing?
Yeah.
But if you're looking at this video right now, some key players that our team, our fans can look for and go, wow, these guys are the ones that are being
Right.
keyed in
Well,
on.
well, obviously the Anderson there that just went down. He scored 2 goals, but it just doesn't look good for him because he was stretchered off like this. So we don't really expect him to be there. But like I said, I'm really not sure right now who's going to be here. They have guys that have played in the first team that have come down. And really, we just have to wait till tomorrow. They have, like I said, they have a good, strong defense. So Mandy Lowe is one of their center backs, but I think we can take him one-on-one at times. They defend well as a team, and so we're going to have to break them down. And like I said, we have to be on top of our game and get this victory.
You were talking about being on top of your game. One thing that you've preached all along with your assistant head coaches, is the fact that you have to be aggressive. Yeah. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Whereas you're coming off a game where there have been injuries, how do you keep that momentum going?
No, I think we will. I mean, like I said, last game we got the guys in, and most of them got 90 that haven't been getting 90. So they're up to speed now. They kind of have the feeling of what we want to do on the field, and we have confidence in them to whoever we put in there is gonna keep that up. But we've got, like I said, we've got to be good. We've got to be transition. We've got to transition well defensively to get back behind the ball, and then in attack we've got to get players forward. So I look for it to be a up and down game actually, because they like to play this too, and so it's really going to be whoever's, like I said, whoever's on top of their game.
We've talked about this before, but it's something that it has to be redressed periodically. We are in high altitude. You have trained for a high altitude.
Yeah.
Seattle is a low,
Right.
a low level team.
Yeah.
That they don't feel that comfortable, I would assume, in high mountain air.
Right, and that's one of our advantages. We go to Tulsa, they have an advantage of it being hot and humid, and they took advantage of it on us. And we've done well with the altitude here. Those last 20 minutes, those teams are dying, and we've scored. I like to see. I haven't really looked back, but how many goals we've scored in that last 20 to 30 minutes.
Right.
And I know it's been a lot, so we've got to keep doing that. But we've got to get the first half is going to be very important for us. Like the Austin game. I thought when Austin came in here, they competed against us and they fought, and it was 0-0 at half. But as we get into that second half, I know that we're going to be better. And so that first half is key for us. We always want to go in and win that first half. We want to go in leading in the first half. And but if it's 0-0, I mean, I do have that confidence in the guys that we're going to come out in that second half and it's going to be better.
All right, you have that moment to be able to talk to the fans about coming out to that home game and why it is so important to be that 12th member.
Yeah, and like Wolde was saying before, we want you to come out, be that 12th man out there, be loud. We're going to need it tomorrow. This is our third game this week, and we need to get these 3 points. We have three home games in a row, and it's very important. We win these 3 home games, we're set, we're getting there, and but we need your help. Come on out, 7 o'clock, Sand Creek Stadium, Saturday night.
All right, thank you so much, and great luck to you, of course, Coach, and of course the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And once again, that game is Saturday, July 18th, Sand Creek Stadium, beautiful Sand Creek Stadium. Never had the opportunity to go there? You definitely have to go there. 7 p.m., mark it on your calendar. And of course, we'll be back with the highlights and what happened the next time we meet on Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. I'm your host, Eric Singer, Gazette.com. Have yourself a great one.